Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thang, and today I'm going to be repotting, well actually cutting and then repotting my Kalanchoe pink butterfly right here. It's gone super laggy, super tall. I think it's about over a foot tall now. And I just want, to make it more compact. This year, unfortunately, it hasn't gone really nice like most year, where like all the top here gets really bushy and all the pinkness comes out. I don't know what's going on this year. Maybe it's not really drinking that much water because it's going super laggy. The roots are kind of like, you know, dying out and all that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to be chopping it and then I'm going to repot it in a new pot. Okay, so as you can see, I have my regular succulent mix, which I will post in the description so you guys can have at it. This is just what I use for all my succulents, even sansevierias, haworthias, and all that stuff. That's all I really use. So I'm gonna put this aside. Actually, no. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna chop all these off, and you're gonna see. So I'm gonna take this one right here, chop that off, chop that off. So I have two of the little plugs, the little stems. I'm gonna put them aside. I'm gonna take this one right here, take that one right there as well. I'm just gonna take every single one of them and I'm just gonna toss it right there. It doesn't matter really, right? Cut. I like saying cut, so please bear with me. Cut. I'm gonna chop it all off, even that as well. I guess we can cut this off too. See, it's the plant is still good. Right, nothing's wrong with it. It's just I don't know what's going on with this year. Maybe it didn't have too much water. Maybe there was just too much sun. Who knows? But usually it's supposed to be very bushy, very nice, very lush. But this year, it's just so sad. Okay, so all that is pretty much done. We've chopped off all the plants, well, the top. What we're gonna do with this is actually I'm gonna leave it alone because a lot of the plants, a lot of the stems is still very good. It's not rotten or anything. You can tell right there. See, that's not rotten. If we cut all these off, oh, no, I guess that one's rotten. We cut this one off right here. It's still very viable, right? So what we can do with this is, if the stem here is still very viable, you see it's very green, it's very lush. Sorry. Right? If it's like that, then we can actually take it all the way down here, leave a few nodes right there so that way it can grow out. So I'm going to cut it right about here. See, still very good. I'm going to do this same thing for a lot of these as well. See, this one unfortunately is dead. You can see how hollow it is inside right there. So this one, we're going to toss it out. That one's no good, but the other two is good, so we can continue doing that for the rest of them. See, that one's still good right there, right? Still good. Yep. Oh, that's still good. Yep, that's still good. And we're gonna chop this one too right there. Still good. So a lot of them. Oh, that one's dead. Yeah, a lot of them is still good. Remove all the dead ones. Remove all this, right? And we're also going to chop that as well. So this one, we can leave it alone. We're not going to, repot it or anything, right? We're just going to leave it alone. And then a lot of the plants, because they're still good, I can tell you they're still good, they're going to, push out more plants to the side. So we're going to leave this alone and we'll have a brand new propagated plant pot right here. So that's great. We're gonna get rid of all these material. Oh, not that one, sorry. All these plant material right here, the one that's dead. Just toss them aside. I'll clean those up later. Or my cat will come outside and he'll start sniffing it. So these are good. We're gonna grab a new pot. We're just going to toss them in. Just like that, right? Just like that, and then we're just going to, station them in like this. Yeah, I don't really usually let them callus over unless like it's really super expensive type of plants, right? Where I care a lot about it, or unless like there's a lot of moisture going on, or unless there's like a lot of rain going on, then I'll callus it. But a lot of the time, the Kalanchoe stuff, they're like weed. They're definitely like weed, right? It's illegal to have them. There goes the pigeons. Goddamn pigeons. It's illegal to have them in like places like Australia, the UK, or any type of island type of country or nation or area, because they are considered very invasive, very weed-like, and especially like in places like Australia or the UK or Hawaii, because it's temperate, they will grow all year long, right? Versus like places like in Canada here where they'll just melt during the winter time. So it's not illegal to bring them in or have them here in Canada. Plus they sell them a lot here in Canada too, right? And see, that's all I do. Just gonna, so some of them won't survive, unfortunately, because some of them will be infected with like fungal infection or bacterial infection, but that's okay. I mean, we have this huge gigantic bush. We have this huge gigantic bush, so you know, losing a few of them is okay. And you'll find out within a week or two if something dies. Okay, so that is pretty much all of them. See how nice and compact it is? It's kind of not pretty at the moment, but in probably a month or two, when it fully roots and you give it water, then it'll start, you know, growing nicely again. And so after you do this, leave it alone for about, I probably leave it alone for about 2 to 3 weeks, because we don't know what has happened underneath here when you know, planted them. Don't water them right away, especially if you live in a place where it's more humid, where there's a lot more rain, like I do right now. There's a lot of rain, so I'm gonna wait for at least 2 to 3 weeks before I water them. And once I water them, I will know which one will die, and I'll just, like, you know, pluck them out and just toss them. It's a huge bush. It's a huge cluster, so it's fine to lose a few of them. Okay, and then this we'll also leave alone because, like I mentioned, a lot of them will sprout out. So we'll have like 2 of them. One is a backup. This would be the backup. This would be, you know, the new cluster. You know, if everything goes right, you know, you can share them with your friends or sell them off or whatever. Let me mention something. If you're gonna sell them off, make sure you put a very, 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 very bold warning that these do not ship very well. Sometimes, especially if it's traveling for more than 1, 2, or 3 days, it'll become frail and like, ugh. So you may not want to ship them out. If you are going to ship them out, usually ship them with the roots, with like soil, like it's just intact, right? So that's something that you should consider, because I've shipped them out before and people are like, oh my god, it's so bad. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm never going to ship them out again, so that's why I don't really sell these. You'll have to find them on your own, kind of thing, right? That's just me. But anyways, that is it for repotting the Kalanchoe pink butterfly. It's one of my favorite ones, especially when it bushes out really nicely. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye. Love you.